Well, it's one of those days, isn't it? Wednesday, May the 11th, middle of the week too, by the way. And I tell you what, let me do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Got to welcome along everybody that's joining us on Facebook Live this morning. So happy to have you. Of course, we've come back to New Zealand from Norway that we were in just a wee while ago. Now we're heading all the way over to LA. And believe me, this is exciting. It really, really is. Let me do this because we're very proud to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, and Galaxy. Check it out.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
And I'm super excited. I've got to be honest with you, I'm so excited because this is a band that is getting constant, and I mean constant, requests. And as you know, my breakfast show every morning is being put together by the whole team that work here at Galaxy. We all get together and we work out what the stats are and how we do it. You know, by not only the track, but by the band and everything like that, how many people requested what song. And believe me, this band is making a huge impact here at Galaxy. Here they are, KingQueen, coming out of LA, and it's raining. So that gives us a couple of minutes to get to know each other. Now, guys, if you need a psychiatrist at the end of this interview, I actually have one close at hand.
Okay.
Okay, well, she lives on Long Island. Is that close?
Long Island? That's
Yeah.
New York, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
well,
on the other side of the country.
oh, well, that's okay. We can put her on a plane and get you there in no time, believe me.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it, though, anyway.
Well, we're Kiwis. We like to have a lot of fun. This will be like no other interview you've ever done before, and I apologise in advance, I do. Jake, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, sir. How long have you been playing drums?
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Again, thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate this. I've been playing drums for about, I want to say, 8 years. Well, really most of my life. About a year and a half to 2, like actual professionally. And I'm in music school right now. I really didn't start taking it super serious till about 3-4 years ago. So yeah, I would probably say 8 years, or something like that.
Can you just tilt the camera just a little bit so we can see your face? Thank you. Now, I've got to let you know, Jake, you see, I'm an engineer by trade as much as I am a DJ. I've been a DJ for about 38 years. I've been an engineer for about 41, to be honest with you. Working not only front of house, but in studios as well. So when, and I've got to let you know, when I listen to music, I don't listen to it like a fan would. I do the industrial thing. I become an engineer and I try and find faults in your work. Really, I can't fault you guys' work at all. It's that good. So I want to talk about your engineering, where you're getting it recorded, all that sort of stuff in this interview as well. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
We're very open. You can ask us anything.
Really?
Yeah, we're not.
You're talking to a mischievous DJ. You really don't want to go there. You really don't. Oh my goodness. Gay Miranda's joining us. He was with us in the last interview we did in Norway, and he's also the manager of KingQueen and a good friend of Galaxy's as well. Let's go to the desk, guys. Let's have some fun.
We can see his eyes.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm super excited, I really am, because KingQueen is in the house, and believe me, such a pleasure to have these guys with us. Alice, nice to have you back, my bro. It really, really is. And I know you're talking to Barbara about doing concerts and shows here in New Zealand. Looking forward to seeing how that pans out, I really am. Having said that, guys, welcome to Galaxy, welcome to New Zealand.
Where have you gone?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I was talking to Jake about how long he's been a drummer and everything like that, and explaining that, got a history as an engineer, literally not only doing front of house, but also doing studio work. Believe me, I've spent many, many years over the years, and believe me, I started engineering when there was valves involved back in the day. So I've been in the game a long time. I absolutely have got to ask you, how long have you been performing? You sound splendid.
Well, I've been performing for about, seriously, professionally, I would say since 2009, but I've always been in theater or dance and other sort of performing arts. So my whole life, I guess, I just love it, and I love anything like music, theater, dancing, just art in general. And it's funny because I actually wanted to be a musical theater performer, and I never did classical musical theater, and I never in my life thought I was actually going to end up being in a rock band and living in LA. So I just followed whatever felt right. So here I am.
Where do you hail from besides LA? Where were you first brought up?
So I'm from Sweden.
Okay, I kind of figured there might have been something other than American in there, to be very honest with you. Whereas I'm a New Zealander, I've got to be honest, but I was born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
And I don't have an American accent, do I? Being brainwashed by these fellows around in this country, believe me. Now, we started the show with It's Raining. Now, we absolutely love this track. We really do. 1,700 plus have been requesting this track so far since we've been playing it. Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me about the lyrics.
Okay, this is a tough one. Obviously, the pandemic hit everybody differently. I actually went through a very deep depression, and this song, basically, I wrote it towards, in the middle of my whole, this was a long depression, in the middle of it, and I truly feel like this song helped me get out of it by writing it, by working on it with everybody. It felt like it was a closing chapter. It was kind of like a diary, and there's the part in it, in the bridge where I sing, don't want to sing sad songs anymore, no more sad songs. And that is representing me wanting to feel better. And I didn't want to create something poetic. I just wanted it to be simple. And I think people understand and can relate that, yeah, no more sad songs. I just want this to be over. So that one was tough, but I'm also glad I wrote it because, like I said, it helped me. And I also, with this EP, I wanted to be really real because a lot of other music, besides One Day, it's party anthems and stuff, and I just didn't want to hold back for this EP. And therefore, if you take a listen, there's another song called Chemically Imbalanced, and it speaks about the same thing, but in a different light. And I just think it's important to talk about everything because that's the whole point of doing music and helping people, and also it helped heal me. So, yeah.
I get that, I really do. And believe me, it was the very first song that I heard of KingQueen. And I got to let you know that even though you come from Curtain Call Records, and I got to give a shout out to the crew at Curtain Call, you guys do a superlative job, you really do. It's not a given that every artist is going to get in. You see, believe me, it goes through a process, and once you've ticked all the boxes and gone past the board, and believe me, that's the biggest one to get past, is the board. Any time between any board meeting could be 8, 12 people, believe me, they're only interested in our image, so it's got to be good. You know what I'm saying? Then it comes back to Barbara. Barbara in production, they fight like cats and dogs, work it out, because we can only do so many interviews in a year, to be honest with you, and we are so busy, so booked up, it's not funny. And then Barbara gives it to me on a USB device that I play in my car, doesn't give me any information, don't know who they are, what the title of the song is, nothing. And that's only because I make up my mind whether or not I want to do the interview. You know? It's like trying to sell something to somebody. If you don't believe in it, you don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And there's two reasons why I listen to it in my car. First reason is nobody else can influence me when I'm out there driving around on whether I want to do the interview. The other reason is, well, really, nobody else wants to drive with me. No, they don't. And let me tell you this, Barbara's son is a New Zealand champion car racer. He goes sideways for a living, right? Her grandson is a current champion car racer, goes sideways. Even Barbara won't get in the car with me. Isn't that weird? How do you think? I think it's. I think your music, and I dubbed this really as music to drive fast to, because it's that kind of music. I love this music, I really do. Gets the old ticker going, to be honest with you. Well, as long as I don't drive into anything that could be running water, you never know. Now tell me about running in water, because believe me, this is a fantastic track. Where did you get this recorded?
So, I record everything at home. Like, the only thing that we do record in a studio is basically Jake's drums, which this track didn't have. It was a programmed drums, but we don't go to fancy studios at all. Like, everything happens at home.
Hold on, are you telling me you're an engineer?
No, I don't know. I just figured it out.
Look, I just got through saying I've been over 40 years in the business. I can't fault your work, literally. I think you qualify as an engineer. Now tell me about this. Believe me, I love the idea of a home studio. Believe me, they're turning out so much good work these days and sound so professional. That's why I was confused at this. Because I've worked in some of the best in the world, literally, and in London and New Zealand and Australia and Germany, all around the world, literally. I've worked in some really, really big studios, and this stuff is like the quality that's coming out of those studios. How did you do that?
Well, I don't know. Like, I think it's trial and error, because if you do listen to some of the older stuff and then you listen to the new stuff, you can hear the progression of our sound and quality. I think it's just trial and error, and the main reason why I'm doing it at home is because going to a studio, like, I feel pressure and I don't feel like I'm actually executing what I'm feeling, because the clock is ticking and all of that. So that was the main reason. But then we also have a guy, his name is Gabe Lopez, and he's a great mixer. So he mixes all of our stuff. So I don't mix any of the stuff. I think it would never be done if I did, because I would just sit there forever and be like, it's not right, because I get a little bit manic about it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I do it like this. And Adam records his guitars at home. And, it's just... Yeah.
That's the mark of a professional, though, I got to be honest with you, it really is. And believe me, when I'm working in the studios here, never, ever, ever sounds good enough, you know what I mean? And believe me, my staff are very, very capable of saying, Grant, that's it, done, it's good. And I'm sitting there going, no, it could be changed here, it's just one of those things. Now, I want to ask you, because I have a fan question for you. As a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yes, I respond to everything that obviously feels appropriate. If you're like on there just to like talk to me because you're interested in me, then no, I'm engaged. I am not talking. But yeah, when it comes to music, yeah, of course, I'll answer everybody. And I'll talk to anyone that is interested in our music.
Very,
in general.
very cool. You know, believe me. And well, to be honest with you, I would have said no. Yeah, literally. I don't talk to anybody, believe me, because you're going to go have another 5,000 Facebook fans now, and all you're going to be doing is wearing out your thumbs all day. How are you going to get any work done?
Well, the thing is, I feel a responsibility. Like, I feel, I don't know, because for music for me is healing. So I feel like whoever reaches out to me is a similar person. And so I just feel like, you know, it's just part of being in KingQueen. It's to have a connection with other people. And that's like, you know, like, again, I was talking about the pandemic, like, that's what was so difficult, like, not having that face-to-face at concerts. And, I mean, we stay after our concert. We party with everyone that shows up. We're not, like, performing and leaving. So it's like, I really missed that sense of community, because it's so much more than just, here I am singing to you. Like, it's not about the attention. It's about connecting and just going through life together, you know? So, yeah.
I absolutely get it. I really do. Jake, what does 1623 mean?
16? Oh, this is a Zildjian hat. Zildjian symbols.
Yeah, no, it's just
that was the year they were founded, I guess.
Okay, well, believe me, that's about all we can see of you. Other than that, you've got lovely lights there on your roof. You know, better. Much. Oh no, too far. Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Stop.
Yeah. Don't smile. It might change. He doesn't know whether to smile. Anyway, running in water. Now, please, give me the skinny on this, because we love this track. We really, really do. And at the same time, we started about, a number of hundreds. Now we're working up a little bit more. We're getting up to the 1,833 requests for this track. Why is this so successful? Tell me about it.
I don't know. I think people can relate. Like, when I wrote it, running in water, to me, like, I mean, have you tried running in water? It's like, it's really difficult and it's hard. And I wrote it during a period in my life where I just felt like I was doing everything right, but I wasn't getting anything back from the universe, or just, like, in my career in LA, it just felt like, you know, I was just giving, working. It felt like running in water. So I think a lot of people can relate to that, no matter what career or situation you're in.
I get that. I really understand that. And believe me, what a good analogy of it. Here at Galaxy, joining us live is the crew from KingQueen and Running in Water. How you feeling, guys? You okay?
Yeah, good.
Nice. How many countries are joining us?
Fun.
187.
Okay, that's not bad. 187 countries are tuned in this morning.
Nice.
Not bad. How many cities?
722.
Ooh, very cool. 722 cities around the world are listening to us right now. I'll give you the stats at the end of this on how many were tuned in. You'll be amazed. You really will. And we are a totally global station. We are heard in almost every English-speaking country there is, and some that don't speak English, I got to admit. Uganda is a big one right now. There's a lot of people in Uganda following us right now, which is really cool. Hello, Uganda. Nice to have you on board. Chris Andreas is joining us. Brother man, nice to have you on board, bro. It really is. Want to chat to you about some new music soon, I think. Really do. How's the island? Hope it's doing okay. Chris Andreas is a singer and artist that comes out of Vancouver.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Great guy. Absolutely talented man. He really is. Geir Miranda is the manager of the band coming out of Norway. The band there is called KingQueen. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It
well-
was in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, well, Geir Miranda coming out of Norway is the guy who wrote the score for it.
Oh no, for real?
And he's watching.
Wow.
And he's watching right now.
Wow.
We actually did an interview with Gabe just prior to doing one for you. It's like the curtain raiser before the main event. You know what I mean? And we told him that you guys were going to be joining us. He's actually tying back a few drinks right now. I think he needed it after talking to me. Guitar Boogie Bob, how are you, bro? Nice to have Guitar Boogie Bob joining us. We've never had a Guitar Boogie Bob before, have we?
No, so welcome.
That is cool. Love that name.
I will be.
I hope you don't get offended through anything that I say, because believe me, we're just Kiwis. We like to have a bit of fun. But do you have any good dad jokes? I'm running out.
I don't have any. I'm not at all. Maybe Jake is.
Yeah, yeah. Let me think of one.
Okay, well,
So-
Jake, while you're thinking of one, are you familiar with William Shatner?
Kinda.
He was the Captain Kirk of Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was in the news this morning that he's had to remove his ladies' lingerie line. Unfortunately, the name Shatner Knickers isn't good.
Oh.
Oops. Ina got it. Ina, why did the turkey cross the road?
It was being chased?
No,
I don't know.
no, prove it wasn't chicken.
Oh.
Jake got that one.
Yeah, I got it. That was simple enough for me to understand, you know?
Too cool, too cool. Love it. So next up is Live It Up. Now, believe me, this one is starting to appear on my breakfast show every morning. So it's starting to make a little appearance. Roller coasters after that, and the one, believe me, you're going to love how many people are after day one day.
Galaxy.
So, Ina, tell me this. I gather that you're the founder of the KingQueen and put all of these people together. Tell me the story of that. How did that happen?
Oh gosh. Okay, so it started with me moving to LA, and the first couple of shows I got to play here was actually as a solo artist with drag queens. So all the drag queens were calling each other queens. Hey queen, hey queen. And I was like, oh, I don't feel like a queen, but I don't feel like a king. And then one of the drag queens were like, no, you're a king queen. And I was like, oh, that's so badass. I think that's going to be my artist name. So then after that, I just started using that as a stage name. And then long story short, I got a big record deal with Universal Sweden as a pop artist. Back then, I was like, you know what? Maybe this will be super cool because maybe I can return to like rock if I like make some kind of, you know, progress and gain followers or whatever. 'Cause, I mean, I was super grateful. I was getting signed to a big label. But mentally and it just didn't work out for me, the sort of music, and I have nothing against pop. I listen to Madonna, I love Britney Spears, like I like pop music, but it just wasn't for me. Like whenever we were like having songwriting sessions, like whenever I was trying to go deep, they wanted me to go the other way, and I just felt fake performing that sort of music. So I left the band, I left the label, and then I met Kim Fowley, who, I don't know if you know who he is, but he discovered the Runaways, Joan Jett. So he was here, started working with him, doing songwriting, and then I started a band, which is now KingQueen. And then, so that's basically how the name came about and how my journey kind of took a few turns until I found what I have now.
Now, let me run down through this. Of course, the band's made up, consisting, of course, of Ina, Adam, Brandon, Jake, who's joining us, and Ella G. We were discussing just prior to coming live on air, Ina said to me, we'd love to come to New Zealand. So, let's discuss this, because believe me, I think there's a lot of potential here. We could do something about that. We would love to have you in New Zealand, playing on New Zealand stages. But first of all, do you know much about New Zealand?
I know Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand.
Man, the surf's good out there. That's about it. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, same. I know it's beautiful. It has one of the most beautiful nature on the planet, so that would be amazing to explore. Every person I've met from New Zealand is actually really nice. So that's all I know.
Well, we keep up that illusion anyway. But Lord of the Rings, okay. Director Peter Jackson, let me tell you, I went to university with the guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's major.
He's currently on the New Zealand Rich list. Well, would you believe, I know why. Because back in university, he wouldn't buy a beer. Everybody else bought the beer for him. You know, I don't think things have changed. He's been saving his money ever since. But having said that, believe me, I've actually worked on a couple of his university movies. And if you want to know about some of those, they're fantastic. If you like the Muppets, I can give you a bawdy version of that he's done. Believe me, it's absolutely fantastic. But let me tell you, here in New Zealand, right here where we are in these offices, about an hour and a half's drive away, is Middle Earth. And we can take you there, show you around the hobbit trees and all the hobbit holes, the wishing wells, the wishing trees, all the stuff. Absolutely fantastic to go and have a look in there. But having said that, you see, let me give you the skinny on New Zealand. We're made up of 3 islands. Now, this is absolutely fantastic if you don't know about New Zealand. The one right down the very bottom, tiny little island, you know, well, it's sizable, I suppose. It's the only island in New Zealand that got a decent name. It really is. It's called Stewart Island. Good manly name, Stewart, you know what I mean? But those who named New Zealand after that ran out of imagination because they called the next one South. Right? And we're in the north. Okay, so yay for those who named us. I could have done better, to be honest with you. But yet again, if you think about it, scientists are finding new planets and new moons every day. They go ahead and name those without actually going and knocking on the door saying, can we name your planet and your moon? But at the same time, our moon's still called Moon, isn't it? You know, that's very boring. I want to change the name of that, actually. I want to call it Celestial Body Brian. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's more interesting, I guess.
Well, it would look good on a check, Jake. Well, I think it would anyway. You know, couldn't live it up any more than that. Now, at the same time, having said that, here in New Zealand, believe me, we're kind of crazy down here, down under. We like to do things a little bit differently than most common sense people do in the rest of the world. Have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
No, what is that?
Okay, well, believe me, it is a delicacy here in New Zealand. The indigenous folks of New Zealand, the Maori, still use it as a food source, literally. Well, it's a live grub, literally. And what you do is you put the whole body in your mouth. Don't eat the head because the head's yucky, but rip off the head. When you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Ooh.
Interesting.
It's just part of the thing that we do here to welcome people to New Zealand, is get you involved in this. Now, believe me, if you think I'm joking, I'll get Barbara to send you the video just to back it up, to make sure that, everything's... You'll love it. We have a wild foods festival down the west coast of the South Island that we take people to. And believe me, for years and years and years, I've had a few suggestions for that place. They just think I'm nuts and forget about me. Have you ever heard of Queenstown?
Is that your
Queenstown, I'm not talking about Queensland, which is in Australia, away from it, just over. Queensland in Australia is the place where men wear women's clothing and drive past in women's clothing and all that. Call it drag racing, I think they do. That's Queensland. Queenstown is a little boutique kind of town come city, and it's wall to wall, literally. It's all mountain as you fly in. It's like you get the most awesome turbulence you could ever have in a plane. It'll throw you out of your seat and hit the ceiling and back down again, literally. But it's a fun place to get into. But that's where all the A-listers go to get away from the paparazzi, literally. Prior to, and believe me, we've survived the pandemic, I think, but prior to the pandemic, there was, of course, Keanu Reeves was down there. Who else was down? Believe me, all the A-listers. Shania Twain owns property down there.
Oh.
So,
nice.
Yeah, that's sick.
okay, you're going very shortly, I get that. But having said that, you don't want to run into me down there.
Why not, man?
Okay, come on.
Well, I'll throw you off a bridge.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Well, you see, we have a thing down there called bungee jumping.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
And my good friend who introduced the sport to New Zealand, well, we take people down there just to throw them off. But luckily, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee, okay? Now,
that would be appreciated.
I've been told that you've got another thing to do very, very shortly, so we better move this on a bit. Tell me about Live It Up, because you can do that here in New Zealand.
So, Live It Up was a song that, as a band, I was just like, hey, let's get in a room and just see what happens if we just decide to write a song together, like, right then and there, and start with the music. Because, like, often it starts with me, like, putting out a melody and lyrics. So I wanted to try something different. And literally the music, it was 15 minutes, and we had a song. And it was quite funny because I was like going for lyrics, and like everyone's like, make this a happy song. I'm like, yeah, I can feel the groove. So like I wrote the lyrics like over a couple weeks, and yeah, so it's just a feel good song, and I feel like it's very self-explanatory. The lyrics and the melody, it's just a little party anthem. And then you can check out the music video on YouTube because we did a animation video for it. So there's a little bit of that too.
Very, very cool. So right here at Galaxy, joining us live, of course, is the crew from KingQueen and Live It Up. Dear, dear. So we're under time constraint, are we? Yes. Okay. Fine. We can get that done. No worries. We've only got 2 more to go anyway. Okay. Ina, I would love you guys to come back again. Are you recording more new stuff at the moment?
So we're going on tour this summer, and so basically after that we're gonna, because we wrote a new like really good song a couple of months ago, so we're gonna record that, release that single. Well, I talked to Curtain Call, and they think it would be great to release it in January next year.
Very cool, very cool. So hopefully you'll come back and, I'll still have a beard, unfortunately, but, we would love to have you back again and do another full interview and without any time constraints, because we would love to be able to ask you a few more questions, literally. So it's such a pleasure to have you guys join us. Believe me, I'm looking forward to following your guys' careers as we go through, you know what I mean? Having said that, Would you mind if we have a friend of ours who has a magazine. It's been touted literally by some of the best in the world as the next Rolling Stone magazine coming up. He comes out of India, out of a region of about 8 million people. And, I've got to be honest, I think he knows everybody by first name. But we would love to be able to forward your information on to him and get him to contact you, put you in the magazine. We've had some very prestigious people in there. I don't know, are you familiar with Dave Evans? He's the founder and first lead singer of AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, we've had him in there. Steve Lynch, also the lead guitarist for the band Autograph. He's very close to us as well. We've had him in there. We are very choosy about who we forward on to this, but we would love to be able to forward your music. Now, let me tell you.
Thank you, man.
I've travelled around the world with some of the best bands in the world as being a front of house engineer as well. Some of them unfortunately came out of Australia, and most of them had only 4 letters to the name, and that wasn't AC/DC, but I do work with AC/DC here in New Zealand when they come here. But I very, very often hear so much music every day. It's not often that I find a band that really takes my imagination and really I enjoy, much like I do with KingQueen. So I think you guys are poised for the next stage.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And believe me, you'll be fascinated how many people are tuned in listening to this interview. You really will, because these guys are your fan base now. You know what I mean? They're learning who you are. Next time you're near a recordable 58, how would you like to do me a couple of voice drops that we can put on the radio?
I think I sent Gigi ID pack. I recorded one for you.
Did you? Okay. I'm not sure who Gigi is.
It's Gemma.
Gemma. Oh, Gemma. Okay.
That's me.
That's Barbara. That's your sexy name on the internet. Now, I got a young lady coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's asking, you mentioned through this that you were looking at doing a few tours and stuff, and of course touring down to New Zealand. Would you be interested in doing tours back in the States again, and then maybe heading to Canada? Would you consider doing something like that?
I want to perform all day, every day, and time left. So yeah, I'd go anywhere.
Very, very cool, because believe me, we have some friends and they would love to be able to talk to you as well. We actually, with a TV company coming out of Canada, Rise Up TV, we'd love to be able to introduce you to those as well, and including the magazine, the Indie magazine. Of course, we're talking about the famous Indie magazine. We're going to introduce you to Jay from that as well. Believe me, it is about getting KingQueen up that ladder just that little bit more. Believe me, if there's anything we can do to help promote you, we would be more than happy to do so. We have some very, very big people around the world not only watch these, but listen to our radio interviews, listen to the music, everything like that. And before you know it, well, there's another 5,000 TikTok fans. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, man. That's appreciated.
we are literally here to be able to try and make KingQueen the next sensation. Literally, and I would love to be able to introduce you to friends of ours. One of our friends literally is a selector for the Grammys. You never know how that might work out. You never do. It could be a roller coaster. Life usually is anyway. Tell me about roller coaster. Tell me about roller coaster.
Oh, roller coaster. Oh, wow. So I was in Vegas and I was just having a good time. And I was just it's a fun, it's a dramatic breakup, sad girl, drunk song. It's not meant to be serious. I mean, obviously, like, you can feel like that, but it's more like of a drunk, I'm upset with you song, and I think that's what people like about it when we play it live. But I literally just, like, on my way home from Vegas, like, I just got the melody in my head, and driving in my car, I was just, like, started singing the melody. I was like, oh, I gotta get home and start working on it, because I often write in the car for some weird reason, melodies and everything come out, but I don't know, Vegas inspired me, and it's not to a particular person, it just came out pretty catchy and fun and sad and drunk and dramatic at the same time.
You know, the last time I was in Vegas, I got arrested, to be honest with you. I was thrown in the drunk tank for a night, and a guy in there had been arrested for being in a casino. Apparently he was a card counter or something like that, and he was banned from every casino in the world, literally, and he was caught in a casino. He was in there with me, and he said to me, Grant, you remember how much your shoes are, you remember how much your pants cost. You never forget these things when you pay for things like that. Let me show you a trick, a card trick. It'll cost you $100. Guarantee you'll never forget it. You know what? I have made so much money, got so drunk on that card trick, and I almost had somebody's... They put their Porsche car keys on the deal. Couldn't take their car. I really couldn't. So, believe me, that was the last time I was in Vegas. So, right here at Galaxy, talking live to the people from KingQueen themselves, here's Roller Coaster.
Yeah. This song actually is the song that got us signed to Curtain Call Records.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll let you know that you're just on 4,919 requests for that one so far. So,
wow.
But it's climbing. One last one that we're going to do today is One Day, and believe me, it's well over 5,000 requests for that, and it's the song that I can't get away from in the mornings at the breakfast show. So we love that track. You know what I mean?
Jake, we should move to New Zealand.
Hey, I'm down. Like,
we would love to have you, but let's not forget that we are a global station. All these requests come from everywhere in the world, not just from New Zealand. Okay?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind living there, man. Like I said, the surf looks killer out there. I've seen multiple. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. The people are always nice, you know, from what I've heard, you know.
Jake, I'd love to take you. I don't think I could surf anymore. In fact, I don't think I could float a board. But I was brought up on a surfboard. Literally, I started surfing when I was about 7 years of age. And
that's awesome.
I used to steal my father's 12-foot wooden longboard.
Oh my gosh, a 12-footer! Wow.
Yeah, now at 7 years of age, you can imagine I had the nose of it and I was dragging it 12 blocks down the road. Part of it kind of got a little beveled on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My father was not impressed, but I ended up with it in the end anyway. Big old thing. But believe me, I could show you some awesome surfing spots. I really could.
Oh man, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
If you're into any kind of sport, let us know, because we can jack it up for you. If you want to go kart racing, you
all played rugby out there, probably, right?
Yeah, we do. We don't wear pads, bro. No helmet.
I played for 2 years, man, and I think that sport, it was so fun, man, but I think that 2 years aged me like 5 years, man. It was rough. It was a blast, though. I loved it.
Very cool. Let's go back to the desk and we'll do One Day. So, Jake, you played rugby union. What position did you play in?
Oh God, I think I'm still used to American football, man, so I can't even remember. I think I was a No, one of the big guys in the middle in the scrum, pretty much. You know, like whatever position. Not rap. I can't remember what it was called.
Were you a prop?
Yeah.
Were you a prop?
I was a prop, actually. Yeah, I was a prop.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not only was I a prop, I was a 5'8" as well. So believe me, I got in, and back in our day, you see, there wasn't as many rules as there are today. We used to play the man, and the ball was involved back those days. You know what I mean? So, and we loved to play against Australia, as you might imagine. It's like Canadians and Americans playing ice hockey together. Lovely, right?
Yeah. Canadians will kick our ass any day of the fucking week, though, man. In ice hockey, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to agree or disagree on that one. Believe me, I'm not, because I can see both sides of that argument. You never know. I might get a punch in the eye one day for that. Having said that, and we do have to move on very, very quickly. Ina, please tell me why we're approaching over 5,000 requests for one day. Why is this?
I think again it's like relatable. I think the words in the chorus, like one day this will all be over. Like it's like I think it's just like, you know, there's no point to look to the past because you got to be in the present moment. And if you just like look forward, like everything that's happening to you, like you can overcome it. And that's basically what I think one day resonates with people. And it's also a fun crowd song when we play it live. We always get everyone to sing along in the chorus, and I don't know, I just think it's relatable, and that's how I feel like most of our songs are.
Well, I got to let you know, and believe me, our breakfast show is made up of requests, and how many requests per artist, per song, blah, blah, blah. This one is consistent. It's happening every breakfast show. I congratulate you. I really, really do. And I'm so looking forward to new stuff in the future. But in the meantime, here, joining us live is KingQueen and One Day. Believe me, people are eating that track up. They really are. Pamela Tozer Harbottle is watching. Nice to have you on board, Pamela. Pamela is with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music, the Orchard as well. So, believe me, I would love to be able to introduce you to these people as well. You never know, because they're doing tours at the moment. They were in actually New York just a couple of weeks ago, literally. So, but they come out of Canada. And what they do is they tour around on a big bus, pick up an artist. They have a film crew with them. Doesn't matter whether, you know, you could be in your skinnies or whatever. They go to film it. You know what I mean? And it's all the drama that gets involved in, including a couple of shows and stuff like that. So we would love to be able to introduce you to those guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean Simpson is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, darling. Absolutely love you, Sean. We really, really do. And I'm looking forward to hearing some good news from you, Sean. I really am. You know what I'm talking about. You and your dad. Yeah? Brilliant. Michael King is watching us. Michael, hey, brother, man. Good to have you back, my bro. But in the meantime, we've still got about 2 minutes left to go. I just got one quick question for you guys. Anybody here a vegan? You're a vegan? Are you?
Yeah.
Tell me, where the hell do you guys hang out? Do you go to the pub and get together with other vegans?
So, honestly, LA is very easy to be vegan because LA is like, you know, it has so much diversity. I've been vegan for about 2 years. It all started during the pandemic, and my reason for it, I was just like grossed out by the way we're all acting, hoarding toilet paper, all of that. And then the fact that like there was a lot of meat that nobody ended up eating because there were not enough workers and people couldn't deliver to the stores. So I was just like, you know what, while we're in this mess, I morally cannot contribute to this behavior. And then I just never thought I would actually just keep being vegan, and now I just got so used to it because I learned how to cook and like, you know, just So, but I don't care if anybody else eats meat. I really don't care what you do. I'm not one of those judgmental people. It's just something for myself. So it's like, I don't like how we're acting right now. So that was how it started.
So tell me, and Jake, are you a meat eater?
Yes, I am.
You
I
are.
actually was vegetarian for a year and a half and vegan for 2 months, and then I just kind of fell off the wagon and remembered how good.
I'm going to talk about this. We'll wind this up. We'll wind this up. By the way, at the end of this, we take a couple of quick photos. So, Barbara will put it all into a movie. You'll get a copy of everything. And I hope you guys have never been a cartoon before, because you're going to be as well. Okay? You see, I've got a couple of nagging questions about vegans. It's always coming up, and believe me, I've never really actually met somebody that said, yeah, I'm a vegan, so I want to know about this. First question was, do you hang out together? Do you? Well, I'll tell you why I asked that question. It's the only place I ever see a vegan hanging out is on the news, to be honest. Usually on the news. Where did Jake go?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you will be.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You'll be okay. Now, the other question I have, and please, as I said to you earlier on, please don't take offence at anything I say, but have you ever had a vegan sausage?
I mean, in the beginning, yeah, because I still wanted meat and I still wanted to eat those things. But yeah, so I bought a vegan version of that, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah, now, well, the reason I ask, and I ask everybody this, are they made of real vegans?
Hey, what?
Are they made of real vegans? Well, I was really upset when I found out the Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides. When they brought out a vegan sausage, I thought, well, yeah, there's a go. I've got to find out about this one. And if you really think about it, how many babies goes into a bottle of baby oil? It's one of those questions you just got to find out what's going on. You really do. Having said that, that wraps it up. And as I said to you, if you need yourself a psychiatrist, I'll fly one in from Long Island for you after that. But please, will you come back again?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure that lady's on the plane straight away for you then, okay? Well, having said that, it has been such a pleasure to meet both of you. We'd love to meet the rest of the band. We would love to have you performing here in New Zealand, maybe about 6 shows. Get to know a bit about our culture. Have some fun. Let's get loose. We may even let you amongst the sheep at Barbara's place. You never know. It's a lot of fun in its own right. But everybody else, if you're going to watch this a little later on over there on YouTube, don't forget, sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Have a very happy and successful day. It has been a pleasure to talk to KingQueen coming out of LA. And, yes, that's right, it is such a pleasure to work with, of course, Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. In the meantime, guys, hang in there just for a minute.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM.
How was that?